want to talk to say hello to my good friend Alberto Daniel Hill. And again, this space is recorded. And Alberto, before we start, could you mind if I read off your bio from your LinkedIn page?
Oh, why do I can talk about myself without reading? I know,
Yeah,
I
good.
know,
That would be better. That would be better. Why don't you tell
I,
us a little bit about yourself?
I know. Yeah, that's right. Well, guys, I am a computer engineer. My name is Alberto. First of all, Alberto Hill. I am from Uruguay, South America, and I am a computer engineer. And I have been working for like 20 years into information security in different fields, such as computer forensics, consulting. I have a PMP certification, which is a project management professional from the PMA organization, and that allowed me to lead many projects implementing in information security management systems based on the norm ISO-IEC 27000, which I am also certified on that norm. And well, I am the first hacker in Uruguay that was sent to prison, but that's not the main point. The main point is that I was sent to prison just for trying to help. I was sent to prison without being guilty of any crime. And well, I am here with my friend Tonya that I met on Twitter Spaces. And well, she invited me to talk in a space with her, and I'm very honored to be here today.
Thank you. And I want to welcome everyone to this nice space. I see we have my Jason, who I met also on Twitter Spaces, Bunsen and Beaker, who hosts an incredible Twitter Spaces. Make sure you follow him because he does a great work. And also my good friend Jason, who is an incredible guitarist. He plays beautiful music for me. And hi there, Shaskarima, the sky, as we follow each other. How are you? And hi, Mike. How are you, Space Mike? And also, let's say hi to Mr. Proctor 31 and also to Samantha. Hi, everybody, and welcome to this space. And again, another disclaimer, we are recording this space. I am running an analytics on this space. So if you could, go ahead and share this out, invite all your friends. Even if they're not seen on the space, there are people listening to us right now according to this software. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that you experienced, but what made you decide to like reach out? I mean, so they say that no good deed go unpunished. Alberto, I wonder, can we talk a little bit about that? And what made you decide to reach out and to help your country?
Well, do you mean after or before being arrested?
Before being arrested, I mean, did
Okay,
you thought that you would get arrested for doing this?
absolutely not. It was something that never crossed my mind. It was something that for me, it was impossible that would never happen. I mean, if you ask anyone from my school when I was a child, when I was in university, I was the probably the most introvert person in the class. The person that I mean, if you have told any one of my ex. Friends from college who will be in prison if you have to choose one person in the future, I would probably be the last in the list to be considered. No, never crossed my mind. And as I work in cybersecurity, one of the key things that we do is finding vulnerabilities and problems in systems. You may find them in the place where you work and you are paid for finding them. I mean, that's part of your job. Or actually, when you go to your house and you turn on your computer, you can also find security problems in systems that are not under your control. And yeah, I did find a lot of problems in many systems, and all the time I reported them in order to help the people that both the companies that are involved and the people whose information is stored in those systems that are being vulnerable without wanting anything in return. I mean, there are no bug bounties programs here in Uruguay, so you do it just to help. You don't get, I mean, you don't get it sometimes a thing in return, but I consider that that's the thing to do because otherwise somebody with bad intentions will probably find the same problem you found, and they will be affecting the private information of a lot of people, which I wouldn't like, because privacy for me is something precious, and I respect other people's privacy, and I want my what I would don't want to I don't want to be invading my privacy, even though my life is quite public right now. But I really think that privacy should be really respected. But I have reported for years, not to the companies to where I found the problems, but to the CERT of my country. The CERT is an agency of the government that handles all the security incidents that are linked to the government and to critical systems, or important systems such as medical providers, for example, or financial institutions. And well, I have done it for years, uh, and I never had any problem, until I found a very important security issue in a medical provider that was the provider of my ex-girlfriend, where she wanted to set an appointment in the system, and she gave me the computer to do that. And well, before she gave me her username and password, I was already in the system with the privilege of administrator, being able to see absolutely everything about the provider with the username admin and the password admin, which is something that is uh, hard to believe, but it was true. So I immediately reported that to the CERT, and then I forgot about it, because you just reported and you don't need to get any update, or you don't have to know how the incident is being handled or solved. That's not part of of the report. You are just the person who reports it, and that's it. And a year after that, I went again to the same website, and when you are in this field for so many years, you can smell when a system has security flaws just by taking a look at it, and you see certain patterns or certain indicators that the site can be easily hacked, to put it that way. And again, in 5 minutes, I was able to access to all the medical records of all the users of the system, just modifying a parameter in the URL, which means, for example, you had a URL that had a number on it at the end, and you just change that number and you start surfing through all the records without being authenticated in the system, which means you didn't need a username or password. Anybody could access to that information just having the URL, and I reported it. 2 years after that, September 2017, Interpol visited me, arrested me, and I was sent to prison accused of having hacked the medical provider. That's what happened to me.
You mean they actually use the word admin as a password?
Yes, believe it or not, it's a problem that goes back like to 1960s, that it was first pointed out as a big problem, and it still is it is 2021, but you still find systems that have that problem, and there are worst scenarios. I have found vulnerabilities in systems, and I mean SCADA systems, such as those that controls the pump of the gas stations, where you can access via telnet without using even a username and password. You just connect via telnet, and you can execute remotely commands to modify the parameters of the pumps in the gas stations, which is even worse than using admin.
Oh, so I'm not gonna let anyone up yet to grab the mic yet. Give me about 10 minutes. I want to kind of like do some chat with Alberto. So Mike, don't be upset. I got you. So we'll get you up here. But because I have a lot of questions to ask, because and besides, I want to kind of like touch base on his books, because I didn't realize how many books he had going on. There's a lot, and it's on his profile if anybody wants to take a look at it. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, like I think all of us in this space it has social network, right? We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all this stuff. And I've had friends who have lost their account. Someone hacked in. They went in. They like pretty much copied their account and created another one. Especially Facebook. Facebook was like an incredible place that has happened to a lot of my friends actually. So, what would you do when your account and let's say Facebook is compromised? What should someone do?
Well, that is a question that somebody from Facebook should answer. It's a very frustrating situation, but from my experience, I mean, I have to clarify. I hate Facebook, so that's the point number one. I hate Facebook, so I am not somebody who knows a lot about it because I don't use it. I have an account in Facebook, but I really refuse to enter to it. I don't know what was the last time I entered, but when it comes to losing your account, I strongly believe that Facebook has implemented several processes and mechanisms in order to recover that, such as having, for example, friends contacts that can allow you to to verify that you are the person who is requesting to gain again access to certain account if it's been lost. um, so you maybe you also have some kind of security questions such as showing images of friends and having to link them to names in order to prove that you know the people, in order to prove that you are the person who is claiming the account back. And I think that those controls probably work pretty well. So it's not like, okay, I got hacked and I have to forget about my account. The few cases I know were solved that way. Uh, you should always have a backup email and, well, two-factor authentication and things like that. But that doesn't mean you are protected. If somebody hacks into your Facebook account, they can change up immediately everything that you have set for recovery. But nowadays, all the systems normally requires you certain steps in order to modify that. For example, if somebody gets access to my Twitter account right now because they know my password, they will need my second factor authenticator in order to log in. But in case they get into my system because, for example, they steal my cookie session, stealing the cookie session, not to be technical, means stealing your session of the system you are using. If somebody steals that cookie, then it is you that they take the account. It is basically you who is surfing the account, and they can go to account settings and try, for example, to change the password immediately. But in order to change that password, you need to enter the previous password, and probably you also need my second factor authenticator. So stealing the cookie, which is the most mm, let's put it easy way to steal an account from Twitter or from any service, because stealing as a if they steal your session cookie, they grab your identity. They don't need your password. So to resume to answer your question, just report that to Facebook and try to follow the steps that are part of the process of recovering, and you're going to probably be lucky. Uh, Unfortunately, I assume that certain amount of people are not lucky enough to recover that account. They have to start from zero, and that's a big issue because the account that is being stolen can be used I mean, they can contact your contacts and send them information or ruining your reputation. Basically, if they want, there are uh, many things that motivate somebody to hack an account. One is could be revenge. Another could be just to prove that they can do it. But the reason behind that is secondary. The fact is that you lost something that belongs to you and have information about you that you should be in control of. And once you are being hacked, you lose that control, and what they can do with your account is not up to you, and that's really something that makes you frustrated and powerless. That's something terrible.
Yeah, I think that's everyone's nightmare. Everyone in this space, I think we all are worried about that. And yeah, and thanks for like sharing some of your tips here. And I know you have your next your Twitter space is your own is coming up at 6 o'clock, which you'll go more in more detail, and I'll be co-hosting with you. So I think
Yeah,
add
I
more to
also
it.
also will be Nana will be basically she has a lot of content regarding those topics that we'll be talking about. So Nana will here will be co-hosting with you. Samantha will be also telling the what it is to what it feels to be hacked, how the life of a person is being impacted when it is hacked, and her story can open the eyes of the people to know that if you are being hacked, it's really serious. So do anything you can to prevent that. But because when it happens, things can get out of your control, and your life can really turn into a nightmare. So her story can really help a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I as social media has been around for a long time, and I'm one of those people that literally shared everything, every part of my what I ate, what I did, what events I'm at. I didn't even think about it. I don't know if anyone remember Foursquare or not. I remember just not thinking about it. I'm just always checking in, trying to be the mayor of a space, like of a restaurant or something, just to be there. And we never, not once did we ever thought that wow, someone could come to your house and rob you, or steal your identity based on what your profile you set yourself up. So can you give us some little tips on what we should do from now on, especially now that we're all so transparent and always sharing online?
Well, actually, my recommendation is, guys, do not do what I do. Do not share when you when you go to the street. I take a picture and I put okay afternoon in Montevideo, and I also put a timestamp in the picture showing the date and the hour. Don't do that, guys. Don't do what I do. There's no need to expose so much information about you. Everything you share can be used and probably will be used to I mean, people are there, and as I said, the motivations for hacking are huge, but one of them is just to prove that you can do it. And I think, let me see, okay, there's a guy that I follow that he's a hacker that goes after people that are pedophiles. He hacks those accounts, for example. That's his motivation to go after those kind of users. Um, well, just the question is, why are you on Twitter or in any social platform? If you want to connect with friends, then just create a private profile and connect with the people you know and you want to be in touch with, and don't allow any stranger into your network if that's what you want. If you want, for example, like me, to be known and to I don't know how to say to 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 spread a message to create awareness about certain topics and basically uh, uh, get to be known. I share too much information probably that I try to think about it in terms of cost and benefits or risk and benefits, and put everything in a scale. And well, I I post too much information about me that I shouldn't, but I think it's worth what I get back from it. I mean, I get the attention and engagement from